let the dogs out? Who 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 let the dogs out?
Hey everyone, Pup Twigs here, Orlando, Florida, and this is another episode of Unleashed. And joining me all the way from Austin, Texas today is Pup Sora. How are you?
Doing good. Hello. How are
Hey,
you?
hey. So what's it like in Austin, Texas today? Is it nice and warm?
It's a little warm.
Yeah,
We're probably I think 80, 90 degrees right now.
yeah, that's about what it is here in Orlando today. So this is my favorite time of the year. So when it starts warming up. So the first thing I like to ask is the inspiration behind your name, Pup Sora. Uh, is there a special story behind it, or
Um, Nothing really special. The name was just one of my favorite video games. I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan.
okay?
And growing up with the character in the game, I kind of really could connect with him. So I kind of just became Pup Sora.
Well, hey, that works. Uh, I think you're one of you're number one because I haven't ever interviewed another Pup Sora at all. So,
There's a few down here in Austin.
is there a few there?
Yeah.
Well, what is the story behind your hood colors? It looks like is it either dark blue or black, light blue, red?
A little bit of black, red, and blue. So black and red have always been my favorite colors. I just like the color combination.
Mm-hmm.
The blue is because of my handler. His favorite color was blue, so we found a way to kind of create a hood together that kind of represents both of us.
Oh, I like that when the handler and the pup gets together and they kind of bond either in a collar or in a hood that makes it really cool. Well, how long have you now been a pup?
Oh God. It's going on probably, I want to say 7 or 8 years now.
Oh, nice. So you've been about 3 more years longer than me.
I,
Well,
I I just started getting into it more recently than I when I first started.
oh, you have. Okay. Well, in that time frame that you have been a pup, what have you found has been the easiest part of being a pup in the community?
The easiest I feel for me was, a lot of the puppies down in Austin are very welcoming to anybody who identifies as puppy, pet, or critter.
Hmm.
So it was very easy to kind of meet new puppies and everything like that. So making the friends was probably the easiest.
Okay. And on the flip side of that, what have you found that's been more difficult?
Ooh. Honestly, my self-saboteur. You know, I usually suffer from really bad anxiety and depression and social anxiety and all that. So the getting the courage to go and talk to puppies because of the, whole shyness
Yeah.
has been the biggest struggle. But honestly, it's just the confidence, honestly.
Okay. Well, did you find that the hood gives you a little more confidence than you would have had without the hood?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
When I don't have the hood on and I go to a puppy event, I will stand in a corner and be like, come say hi, but don't come to me because, the shy.
Yeah.
As soon as the hood goes on, it's like a whole different mindset to where like nobody knows who I am, even though I know people know who I am without the hood.
Right.
It
Right.
just
It
kind of
just
gives
don't
you that extra security.
exactly. And that's what I've found from so many people in this community. When this goes on, the bravery goes up. Well, what advice would you give to somebody that is just now wanting to become a pup in the community?
First and foremost, my biggest advice I give to any puppy or somebody getting into it is just do the education, learn what it's about. I've met a couple where it just wasn't for them.
Mm-hmm.
I've even met a couple where they put the hood on and it puts them into a dark depression.
Yeah.
We always tell them if you're going to want to try it, first educate yourself. And then secondly, most importantly, kind of look out for those signs because if you do start to spiral downward, then try to get out of that mindset or be with someone who knows how to snap you out of it a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
And just make sure you surround yourself with people who are going to be there to kind of help guide you and protect you.
That's really good advice. So, what inspired you 7 years ago or so to embrace the puppy lifestyle?
So I'm originally from Buffalo, New York. So
Okay.
up there was a puppy at one of the Pride events in Buffalo that set up a booth, and it caught my eye and it already kind of piqued my interest. So he actually ended up talking to me for a few hours about it and taking me my first puppy mosh in Buffalo. Let me try on my first hood, got into the headspace, and I just fell in love with it ever since. It was just a very fun and different experience, and I was able to kind of open up and just be more of my creative, unique self and not have to feel like I'm in this bubble that society wants to put everybody in.
Yes, yeah. And that's the same with me. I just happened to be at a bar where they were having a pup event, and I thought, this looks fun. Let's go talk to somebody about it and find out what it's all about. And the rest is history for me at that point too. So, well, this question is not really related to being a pup, but if money were no object for you and you could travel anywhere in the world you want to travel to, what's on the top of your bucket list?
Oh, there's two places. First would probably be Australia.
Okay, good choice.
Just because I've seen the puppy, I've met some puppies from there. The puppy community down there is just very different. Up in the States, we kind of do alphas, betas, omegas, where down in Australia, you're just puppy or handler. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have all those subcategories of what puppies are. The second place would be France because their puppy community there is just so together and just very welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
I've met a couple puppies from France as well, and they are just the kindest puppies I've probably met in my entire life since being a puppy.
Yeah. And I've done a lot of interviews with puppies from Australia. One of the very first ones that I did back in season one was out of Queensland, Australia. His name is Angus Hume on Facebook. And he has now been on my podcast, I think, 3 times, and he's wanting to be on it a fourth. He just loves coming on, but I love sitting here just talking to him. So,
That's incredible.
yeah, you're right. Australia is a really good place to be the top of your bucket list. So, what does the pup community look like there in Austin? What kind of events do you all have?
So we actually have a lot of, I can't even sit there and say just events. We have just a lot of different organizations that kind of want either accept the puppies or do events for the puppies. So
Okay.
this weekend that just passed, we also had one of our bars called Austin Eagle. They actually put on this whole weekend called Austin Geek Weekend, which we get puppies from all over the country kind of coming down and getting hotels and just events and classes and stuff like that. Some of our local bars will do, we have one that's was called Paws and Fourth, but now I think it's just called Paws
Uh-huh.
that the Eagle does. They also do like another event where it's like pups, pets, critters, and furries. That's called actually Fur Night. And then there's another organization down here that's known as the Imperial Court System, where they didn't know anything about the puppies. And when I actually joined them and I actually kind of ran it for a year in Austin, now we have this puppy car wash that we'll put on every year.
Oh, fun.
We also do this other event that if you ever get the chance to come to Austin, we do this event called Wolfstock at one of our clothing optional campgrounds out here. And again, it's just one of those puppies from all over the country kind of come and camp, and they do courses, and the food's all covered and everything. So they're very accepting down here with puppies.
It sounds like it. And there's a lot of, gay clothing optional campgrounds around. We have one here just outside of Orlando called Sawmill. And then I've been invited to bring my podcast to Pup Fest up in Georgia to the Oz campground in September. So I'm looking forward to that. But how far are you from Galveston, Texas?
Galveston is probably, depending on traffic, because Texas traffic is probably the worst when it comes to traffic.
Yeah,
Um, it's probably about 4.5, 5 hours.
is it? I was there last year in May for their pup contest they had in Galveston. I know they're doing it again, but I'm just not able to go again this year. But we had a blast there when we went last year.
Yeah, Galveston is a very fun city with the puppies.
Oh, yes, it is definitely. Well, if others see you on the podcast and they want to reach out to you, how's the best way of reaching you?
The best way is probably through my Instagram, which is, I don't remember off the top of my head.
That's okay.
Omega Pup Sora 88,
Okay. All right. Well,
all lowercase.
all lowercase. Okay. Well, any last words before we get off of here?
Just thank you for this opportunity to kind of speak what the puppy community kind of is like in Austin, and also kind of letting me kind of give my opinion on the puppy community. Um, I do appreciate it. And just, if you're ever wanting to learn puppy stuff, just make sure you educate yourself and be prepared. And if you need any help, I have no problem helping any of the new puppies that want to come up.
There you go. Well, thank you for being a part of this. It's always exciting to get to sit and talk, even for just a little while, other puppies from all over the country. Uh, it's a small world, yet it's a big world.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, hey, I'll talk to you again soon.